This video is for you. If you know that you have something powerful to share, but you keep getting in your own way. Maybe it's fear of showing up on a live stream. Maybe it's fear of standing in front of a group of people and sharing your story or your message. Whatever it is, I want you to know, and I really want to communicate to you right now how important it is that you just start to show up and share your message. Because the thing is, the world needs you. A few years ago, I came up with the idea for Yes Supply. And at the time, I was shy, I was insecure, I couldn't have a conversation without tons of negative self-talk running through my head. Me thinking that, people don't like me, I'm not interesting, I can't have friends. Even if somebody gave me a compliment, in the back of my head when someone would give me a compliment, I would be thinking to myself, oh, they're just saying that to be nice. They're just saying that to be polite. They probably want something from me. I never took any kind of compliments genuinely. And the fact that I've gone from that to where I am now, last week I just taught a class of 27 people, a full week, 7-day class, had 27 people in the room who paid over $2,000 to be there. And I felt comfortable. I felt calm. How I felt standing up at the front of the room teaching that group is exactly the same as how I'd feel having a one-on-one conversation between me and you. And so it's really important to me that I share this message with you, because not only do I feel comfortable standing in front of a group, and not only have I influenced and helped thousands of people online, I've had people tell me that because I did it, me, with my unique background, with my unique story, with my flaws, with my F-ups, whatever it is, because it came from me, that's what helped them make the change. I've had people tell me that they've gone from feeling like they didn't want to live anymore, and then something that I said or something that I did made them feel like their life was worth living again. I've had people tell me that they left abusive relationships because of something that I've shared, or by sharing the story of what I went through in my teenage years. I've had people who were even suffering from chronic pain tell me that some of the mindset tools that I share with them help them release their pain and start to work through the sicknesses that they're going through. The thing is, those people resonated with me. And some people have told me that they've heard things that I've said that might be similar to another coach or another author or another influencer online, but it didn't click and it didn't connect until they heard it from me. And I'm not saying that because I think I'm anything special. Why I'm sharing this with you is because if I had let my own limiting beliefs get in my way, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? When I first started, I thought, well, I'm not pretty enough. I don't look a certain way. I'm a woman of color. I had all these limiting beliefs and all these things telling me that because I was the way that I am, I wouldn't be successful. I also had no backup plan. I love my mom to death and she loves me to death, but if things didn't work out for me in terms of career, she was never in a place where she could pay my bills for me. So if my plan A didn't work out, I didn't even have a plan B. So what I want to share with you is that you have a message to share. You're here because you have a message to share. Maybe it's your story and you know that your story is going to heal people. Maybe you feel like you have a purpose and that there's something that you want people to learn. There's something that you want people to know. What I want you to know first and foremost is that if you have that urge inside of you to talk about it, if you have this urge inside of you to share it, that is in alignment with your purpose. And your purpose is bigger than anything else. When I was afraid to start sharing my message, I realized that my purpose, the change that I wanted to make in the world, I wanted to help people see that essentially they could create anything that they wanted. And it's so funny because a lot of it was before I had created everything that I wanted. But I had friends and family members and people that I loved and believed in who would say things like, I really want to do this, but I could never do it. I really want to be an artist, but I could never do it. I really want to be an entrepreneur, but I could never do it. I really want to do this, but I could never do it. And it just used to get to me so much because I would look at these people that I believe in and I would think, you have everything going for you. You're smart, you're amazing, you just have this incredible energy. I believe in you. And I realized that the big thing that stops people isn't external results. It isn't usually other people telling them no. The biggest thing that gets in our own way is ourselves telling ourselves no, right? There's so many opportunities and things that I waited on because I felt like there was some kind of obstacle, just to realize that that glass wall that I thought was there, I could actually just reach through. And I want you to know the same stands for you. If there's something that you want, chances are it's right there and it feels like there's an obstacle, but really there's none. All you have to do is step up and take that step forward. So, to help you get confident with showing up and sharing your message and speaking, whether it's speaking at the front of the room or doing a video like this or doing a live stream or whatever it is, I want to share with you a few tips that helped me. One of the first things is getting to know the law of oneness. There are universal laws that govern the world that we live in. For example, the law of gravity, right? Whether you know or understand the law of gravity, if I pick something up, like my little camera cover, and I drop it, it's gonna fall. I don't know how gravity works. Most people don't know the science behind gravity works, but we know how to use it so that we stand on our 2 feet. There's also the law of oneness. And the law of oneness states that we are all connected. And it comes back to the fact that we are all made of energy. If you were to break us down to the littlest, tiniest particle, smaller than the atoms, we are energy. You are energy. And the thing is, we are all connected because we are energy. Your eyes can only see the separation. If you're standing next to your friend, your eyes and your optic nerve can only see the separation. They can only see, my hands, my body, my skin versus your hands, your body, your skin. But beyond what your eyes are capable of seeing, there is so much more that you can't see, but it's there. It's energy. Have you ever walked into a room and just said to yourself, ooh, the energy is good in here, or ooh, I don't really like the energy in here? How did you know that if you couldn't see it, right? Or have you ever gone to maybe call a friend and just as you're about to pick up your phone to call them, they called you and they just happened to be thinking of you at the same time? That's energy. When these things happen all the time, it's not coincidence. It's the fact that you're sending out a radio signal and somebody else is picking it up because our thoughts exist outside of our head, okay? And so what I want to share with you is the law of oneness, which states that we're all connected. And this idea and this universal law, getting to know this, getting comfortable with this, made me realize that I am no separate from you. And so there's no reason for me to fear you. And there's no reason for you to fear me. And there's no reason for you standing at the front of the room to fear the audience. And there's no reason for you sitting in front of your webcam to fear the other person on the other side of the webcam. There's no reason because we're all one. And when you can trust that when you give out value and love from your heart, what you put out, you'll get back. And that was something that just shifted everything for me because I just started to think, you know what? I'm going to start to look at everyone on my Instagram and my Facebook and all these other accounts. I'm going to start to look at them as my sisters and brothers. I'm going to start to look at them as we are all connected. And just like how I'm the type of person who wants to see success for everyone else outside of me, I am going to decide that I live in a world where everyone out there wants to see success for me and wants to support me. I'm the type of person that if somebody is giving a presentation, I'm sitting in the audience and I'm nodding and I'm smiling and I'm trying to make them feel comfortable while they're giving that presentation. And so I made the decision that I live in a world that because I treat other people like that, that's the energy that I get back. And it's so beautiful because once you start to build momentum and once you start to gain that movement in that direction, you see, and sometimes there's a little bit of time separation in between, but you see that that starts to come back to you. So decide that and know and trust that you live in a very connected world, and whatever you put out, you get back. And if you no longer want to be judged, just decide to live in a world of non-judgment, meaning don't put out judgment. If you want to live in a world where you're supported, just decide to be the most supportive person that you know and trust that that's coming back to you. And if you're loving and you're supportive and you're putting out content to help other people and somebody doesn't like that or respect that, then they're probably not the type of person that you should be spending your energy or attention on anyway, right? So that's a really important thing to remember. The next thing, which I was talking to about with one of my students today, because last week I taught the Yes Apply Method coach and practitioner level, and this week I'm teaching the Yes Apply Method master life coach and master practitioner level, which is the next level up. So one of the things that I was talking about with my students, because she's the type of person who can go live and like not worry about it at all and not think about it, but she found that when she was in front of a room, she was starting to get nervous. So another one of the things that really helped me was pushing my attention outside of me. Instead of letting the thoughts inside my head say, I'm not interesting, is there something on my shirt, they're not paying attention, I'm boring, I have nothing important to say, I decided to move my awareness outside of my body and focus my attention on the people outside of me and ask myself, how can I love every single person in the audience today? And I did this through sending loving energy out, and also expanding my awareness outside of me. And when I did that, everything shifted for me. Another great tip is to remember that other people don't see the little mistakes that you might see. So if you're reading off of notes or off of cue cards and you forget what to say, you don't have to be like, oh, oops, sorry, I forgot what to say. People don't notice when you have those little mess ups and slip ups. And sometimes it can feel like an eternity while you're trying to gather your thoughts, you're trying to find your notes, but it really is only a fraction of a second. And the most successful speakers, one of the things that you'll notice is that they pause for effect. Just like that. And so if you're speaking or doing a live stream and you forget what to say, instead of saying like, oh, oops, I lost my spot, sorry, and getting all embarrassed, you can just pause for a minute and remember the fact that people are gathering their thoughts, they're making new connections, they're writing down notes, so that couple seconds of a pause is totally fine. And oftentimes if you pause with confidence, it can just feel like you're owning the room. So one of the tips that I shared with my students to help them expand their awareness, which I want to share with you right now, which will help you feel more confident and calm in front of a room, is called Hakalau, or the learning state. And it's the only form of meditation that you can do with your eyes open. It's an uptime meditation. And when you're in this state, you actually will feel calm and collected. It's impossible to be in this state and feel a negative emotion at the same time. So if you want to feel cool, calm, collected before doing a speech, this is a great state or emotion to be in. So in order to get into Hakalau or learning state, all you have to do is just take a nice deep breath. And then just look up at about 20 degrees. So just look up like this. And as you start to look up, just feel your awareness begin to expand around you. So instead of just focusing on the sound of my voice, start to pay attention to any other sounds that might be happening around you. There might be cars driving by your house or your apartment. You might notice some things happening in your peripheral, maybe your dog or your cat walking around. You might notice the lights around you or the feeling of the temperature in the room. Just allow your awareness to expand outside of you so you hear more than just the sound of my voice. And then when you're ready, when you feel that calmness just flow right through your body, I want you to just lower your eyes back down. And now you're in the state of Hakalau, or the uptime meditation state. And from here, from this expanded state of awareness, this is when you want to do your live streams. This is when you want to teach or stand in front of a room. When you're in this state, it opens up a trapdoor to your subconscious mind so that everything that you need, all the information, all the learnings, all the teachings that you plan to teach are just going to flow to you as you need them. One of the things that I always remind myself too is that spirit always presents itself as perfect. Okay? So before you do your live stream or your teaching, ask spirit to flow through you. Ask spirit that whatever comes through you when you're doing your talk is for the highest good of you and for the highest good of the people who are listening to you. And because spirit always presents itself as perfect, every single thing that you want to say is going to land amazingly. I often do this before live streams, before my group coaching calls, and before teachings. Even if I'm in a situation where I don't exactly know what I'm going to say, I just ask spirit to show up and to share whatever needs to share for my highest good and for the highest good of the people who are there. And every single time somebody comes up to me and says, what you said, I needed to hear that today. And so I know that I had a message for someone specifically. There was even some times in class today where I said something and I was like, I said that without even thinking that. Did somebody in the room need to hear that? And that's just how it worked, because when you trust, you allow yourself to be a channel for the creativity and the message and the expression that's meant to come through you, then magic actually happens in your life. So leave me a comment down below if these tips helped you to show up, to feel cool, calm, confident in front of a room. I want to remind you guys, I used to be shaking before I would stand in front of a room. I used to literally think that I was going to throw up, and it was these tools and practicing and getting myself outside of my comfort zone that really helped me embed this. One of the things I'm really excited about, because I've seen my progression from being so nervous and so scared of talking in front of a group to where I am now. One of the things that I'm really excited about is in my new office, I plan to do weekend speaking trainings where people can get confident in front of a group, where people can plan out what they want to share, plan out content and presentations, and share their story and go through that hero's journey. So I think it's going to be so rewarding for me. Even in class today, I was tearing up when some of the people were presenting, because just seeing them from the beginning of the training to now, they've just transformed and become completely new people. And I just feel really blessed that this is my career and my job, and I get to help people through this transformation and be alongside of them. So if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. You're going to get more videos like this all the time. And also make sure to hit the bell so that you get notified when new videos come out from me. Again, if you have any questions on anything that I covered, leave them down in the comments. I always look through the comments and make future content and ideas for you. And also, if you're going to go try these techniques, let me know how you're going to try them. So love you so much. Thank you for watching to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.